name's Randy Evans, and I'm the Agri-Science Instructor and FFA Advisor at Charles Page High School. I teach the Introductory Agri-Science 1 class that are for freshmen, and then I teach the Animal Science class, the Ag Communications class, which is for seniors only, and then the Veterinary Assisting class, which is for the pre-vet students or the vet assisting students. The pathways that go with the classes that I teach is the Animal Science pathway. Those kids, everyone has to start out with Ag 1, and after Ag 1, then they can specify if they want to go the Animal Science pathway or if they want to go the Welding and Fabrication pathway. With my pathway, they'll move from there to Animal Science, and then they'll move to the Vet Assisting class, and then they'll kind of finish up with the senior class, which is the Ag Com class, which is like the capstone class that kind of rounds out, hey, I'm going to college, hey, I'm going to tech school to be a vet assistant or whatever that follows suit with that. Our program is a three-circle model. It's got the classroom, it's got FFA, and then it's got SAE, which is our supervised agricultural experience, which for a lot of our kids would be like working at a vet clinic or working at Atwood's, those kind of things. A lot of our kids raise animals as well, which is part of that SAE deal. But with that three-circle model, when you get to the FFA portion of it, that's where they get to practice what they actually learn in class. And we have a lot of career development events, they call them, they're contests, but we call them career development events. We have a vet science, one of those, we have livestock judging, we have cattle grading, we have public speaking. There's too many of them to even name. And then we have what we call LDEs, which is our leadership development events. And that's like our leadership conferences, like Colt Conference for chapter officers, or this weekend we have MFE and ALD, which is Made for Excellence and Advanced Leadership Development, where they go and they're with kids from all over the state of Oklahoma that are in FFA, and they have an entire weekend of intense leadership type development and stuff that goes on with them. That's our biggest things that we do project-wise. Most of our kids try or would like to get their state FFA degree when they're done. It's the highest degree that we can give as a state, and it requires the kids to have at least 3 years in our program and to earn and invest $2,000 into their project area that they're doing. The kids that can't do that, then they get their, basically we call it their career passports. It's kind of like end of instruction testing. They'll take a test in that individual subject area, and if they score high enough on it, then they'll get their state career passport, which are all good things for a resume. Ag 1 is the introductory class. We cover everything from the history of FFA all through the basics of livestock, and then we finish out with a little plant science and environmental science. The animal science class takes it from domestication of livestock all the way through safety to digestion and nutrition, to the different types of ruminants and monogastrics, clear on down to the arteries and the breathing system. And then we finish up with like a small vet unit where we talk about the shots and the medications and the placements. And then if we have enough time in the semester, we jump back and we'll pick up on genetics, and we'll talk about the genetics and what goes into making certain breeds and how they're pure, and what that purity cost them in terms of like lab dogs having hip dysplasia, because that's something we've bred into them by keeping them pure. We talk about those things. AgCom is the capstone kind of course where we take it from applying to college to filling out your FAFSA to getting your FSA ID, to doing your essays for all your scholarship stuff, for those kids that are college bound. For those that aren't, we take it from what tech school are you going to go to, what's the best way to go, do you want to do heat and air, do you want to do auto body, if you're going to do these things, what background do you have, what's it going to take to get there, what kind of financial aid can we get you to get through those tech schools to finish that up there. And then of course the vet assisting one, which is my 5th hour class, that's designed basically for those kids that think they either want to be veterinarians or they think they want to go and just be a vet assistant by going to a technical school and getting the vet assisting.
So my name is Jason Anderson. I'm the one of the 2 agriculture teachers here at Sand Springs. So I handle the horticulture as well as the mechanics pathways and those classes. I teach several sections of agricultural mechanics. So we have an introductory class where we go over plumbing, carpentry, welding, woodworking, just a little bit of everything kind of in that field. And then as we proceed through that pathway, we tend to focus more on the welding side of things, just because that's what we're more set up to do. So we have a lot of good, new equipment and stuff like that we incorporate to give our students a really good opportunity to experience, what industry would be like and trying to help them out because we know we have other programs here that are better suited for carpentry. So our mechanics pathways are really geared towards the welding. And then our horticulture pathway is just an enrichment option we have for ag students who don't fall in one of our other two pathways. It gives them an opportunity to really experience a different side of agriculture and more on the plant science of things. So in the mechanics side of things, in our intro class, so we go over everything from our plumbing projects are real simple. We just make a little sprinkler project to give you just the bare bones skills that you need in a home setting. And then we also use that and incorporate it into the greenhouse. So there's a lot of overlay between our two classes. So my mechanics classes generally make things that my horticulture class needs in terms of pots, in terms of ways to present those products better. And then we go over welding is really the big thing that our kids get really excited about. So we go build everything from trailers to grills to small weldments here and there. We have a fun little hammer project that they do at the end of the semester. The kids generally get pretty excited about it. So agriculture is certainly more than just your traditional farming and ranching and kind of field work that you think about. There's a lot that goes into it, and one of the biggest aspects of it is the welding aspect of it, whether that be welding fences or just basic repairs on the farm. Welding goes into a lot of that. So kids looking to get into it, ag certainly offers a huge diversity of courses and options that you can explore, and there really is something for everyone in ag. So in terms of the mechanics pathway, there's an endless amount of careers. One of the big focuses I have as an educator is to really prepare students for not only entry-level jobs in welding, manufacturing, plumbing, electrical, anything like that, but really try to teach the soft skills associated with that so you can proceed through a business model and get to be a manager, be a foreman, and kind of move up through the chain a little faster just with that background knowledge, and more than just being able to do it, being able to explain it and explain it well is really important. In terms of horticulture side, we cover a little bit of everything. It's a single class. There's no steps to it, so we cover everything from your soil science to your plant science, your general horticulture, your plant managing, and everything like that. So anything that involves plants can really delve into horticulture, as well as many science applications. Just because of how in-depth horticulture can be, we could do a little bit of biology and a little bit of chemistry as well. In the horticulture field, there's thousands and thousands of jobs, but they're so specific it's hard to group them all without being very general. Yeah, horticulture is definitely one of those classes we suggest for those college-bound students, just because it's such a science-heavy class, but in a way that's applicable. So it really gives students an opportunity to apply that science in a practical setting, so it tends to help it click a little better for them.